Welcome back to Music Legends and the Stories Behind Them. Today we honor a man whose voice was pure velvet and whose influence reshaped the very fabric of American music. He wasn't just a singer, he was the king of soul. Join us as we explore the incredible life and enduring legacy of the legendary Sam Cooke. Before he was the king of soul, he was a child of the spirit. A voice born in the Delta and tempered in Chicago. Meet Sam Cooke, a young man whose soulful delivery and magnetic presence would eventually redefine the landscape of American music forever. His journey didn't begin under bright neon lights, but within the wooden pews of the church where music was a bridge to the divine. Our story starts in Clarksdale, Mississippi, in 1931. A world of red clay and hard labor, where gospel was the heartbeat of survival. Even as a small boy singing with his siblings on the porch, Sam possessed a gift that transcended the simple life of the Delta. The Great Migration carried the Cooke family north to Chicago's South Side, a bustling urban landscape filled with new opportunities and new sounds. In the vibrant black churches of Chicago, Sam found his true calling, surrounded by the echoes of faith and high-contrast sunbeams through stained glass. He wasn't just another singer, he was a prodigy. A young man who could move a room to tears or to their feet. By the age of 19, Sam was invited to join the most influential gospel group in the nation, the Soul Stirrers. Together, they brought a new level of sophistication to gospel music, blending traditional spirituals with a modern rhythmic drive that was infectious. Sam Cooke took the lead, introducing a unique yodel technique, a velvet smooth vocal break that would become his signature sound. The reaction from the congregation was electric. Women swooned and men nodded in spiritual fervor, captivated by his undeniable charm and heavenly voice. But the life of a gospel star was far from glamorous. It meant long, grueling hours on the road through the segregated South. They traveled thousands of miles, often facing hardship, yet their music remained a beacon of hope and strength for their community. As their popularity grew, something began to shift. Sam was becoming more than a gospel singer. He was becoming a matinee idol. The lines between the sacred and the secular were starting to blur, creating a tension that Sam felt deep within his soul. He knew he had a message for the whole world, not just the church, a vision that would eventually take him to the top of the pop charts. But for now, he was the soul stirrer, the man who brought the fire of the Spirit to every stage he touched. Stay with us as we continue to explore the life and legacy of the man who changed music forever. This is just the beginning. In late 1956, a whisper turned into a roar that shook the foundations of the black church. Sam Cooke, the golden boy of gospel, was doing the unthinkable. He was going secular. To the gospel faithful, it was a betrayal. To Sam, it was an evolution. Working alongside producer Bumps Blackwell, Sam began to blend the velvet smoothness of his voice with the rhythmic pulse of pop. When You Send Me hit the airwaves in 1957, the world changed overnight. It wasn't just a hit record, it was a cultural explosion. It topped both the R&B and pop charts, a feat almost unheard of for a black artist at the time. Sam Cooke hadn't just crossed over. He had bridged a gap between two worlds, proving that soul music had a home everywhere. From the Sunday morning pews to the Saturday night dance halls, the King of Soul had arrived. Between the pews of the church and the fire of the movement, Sam Cooke ruled the airwaves. He was the undisputed King of Soul, spinning out a string of hits that defined an era. It started with the velvet tones of You Send Me, but the momentum never stopped. Think of Wonderful World, a song that captured the innocence of youth with a melody that seemed to float on air. Then there was Twistin' the Night Away, an electric call to the dance floor that transcended racial boundaries and became a worldwide phenomenon. He could make you weep with Bring It On Home to Me, a raw, soulful plea that showed his range wasn't just in his notes, but in his deep understanding of the human heart. And he could capture the melancholy of a lonely night in Another Saturday Night, a relatable anthem for anyone who ever felt a little out of place. From the finger snaps of Cupid to the rhythmic drive of Chain Gang, Sam wasn't just performing, he was building a legacy one hit at a time. Long before he sang of a change coming, He was already changing the sound of America forever. By the early 1960s, Sam Cooke was more than just a voice, he was a visionary. While others were content with the spotlight, Sam wanted the ledger. He understood a truth that few artists of his time grasped. True freedom meant ownership. Partnering with J.W. Alexander, Sam founded SAR Records and Cags Music. This wasn't just a vanity project. SAR Records became a sanctuary for talent. In their bustling office, Sam and Alexander oversaw every detail, from the Soul Stirrers recordings to Bobby Womack's early hits. Sam wasn't just recording his own hits. He was scouting talent, producing records, and most importantly, keeping his publishing rights. In an era where black artists were systematically stripped of their earnings, Sam was building a fortress of financial independence. He broke the mold of the entertainer and emerged as a tycoon. At SAR Records, he was the mentor, the producer, and the CEO. He insisted on his own management, dictated his own terms to major labels, and paved a golden path for every black entrepreneur who followed. Sam Cooke didn't just sing the songs of the people. He proved that a black man could own the song itself. The stage was his kingdom, but the boardroom was his revolution. In the heat of the early 1960s, the world was burning with a new fire, and Sam Cooke was listening. He was no longer just the star on the stage, he was a black man in America, feeling the sting of Jim Crow. The turning point came in Shreveport, Louisiana, where Sam, his wife, and his band were turned away from a whites-only motel despite having reservations. His outrage wasn't just personal, it was profound. He saw the struggle of his people reflected in the folk songs of Bob Dylan, and he realized soul music had to speak a deeper truth. In 1964, Sam Cooke stepped into the studio to record his masterpiece. With a swell of strings and the weight of history in his voice, he birthed A Change Is Gonna Come. It wasn't a pop hit, it was a prayer. It was the sound of a movement, a hauntingly beautiful promise that the long, dark night of injustice was reaching its end. Through this song, Sam Cooke became more than an entertainer. He became the voice of the struggle, immortalizing the hope that even in the face of hardship, a change was indeed coming. On December 11, 1964, a single night of violence silenced one of the greatest voices in human history. The tragic circumstances of Sam Cooke's death at a Los Angeles motel sent shockwaves across the globe, leaving his family, fans, and the civil rights movement in profound mourning. A light had been extinguished, but the fire he started was far from out. Sam Cooke's body was laid to rest, but his spirit was woven into the very fabric of American culture. In the years that followed, A Change Is Gonna Come became the unofficial anthem of the struggle for equality, sung at marches and echoed in the halls of power. His business acumen served as a blueprint for every artist who wished to own their destiny, from Otis Redding to Aretha Franklin and Jay-Z to Beyoncé. Today we hear Sam in every soulful riff, every defiant lyric, and every independent label founded by a visionary. He wasn't just a singer, he was the architect of modern music and a pioneer of black excellence. His life was short, but his journey was monumental. Sam Cooke didn't just sing for his time, he sang for all time. The King of Soul is dead, but his song remains, a timeless promise that hope, beauty, and soul will always endure. Thanks for joining us in the bar tonight. We hope you enjoyed these stories behind the legends. Sam Cooke was an absolute legend of soul music. Even decades later, his voice feels incredibly real. Please like and subscribe to help improve our channel. Stay tuned for our next episode. See you next time.